We see what happens when you are not tough on violent crime. Irina Zarutska happens. Logan Federico happens. Bethany McGee happens. These beautiful young women who are just minding their own business. In some cases, like the case of Logan, literally just not even out in public. And they still aren't safe because DEI and Democrats have decided to infiltrate in our judicial system. And now I'm supposed to care whether or not a violent offender wants community service. Like it is unbelievable that we have gotten to this point. So another innocent woman has become the victim of a violent repeat offender, thanks to, you're never going to believe this, a Democrat judge in Chicago. Oh, another Democrat who's lax on the actual criminals, the violent criminals, and probably very strict on law-abiding citizens, because that's always how it turns out to be. Let me introduce you to Bethany McGee. She was riding the L train in Chicago when someone came up behind her. There you see, just doused her in gasoline and set her on fire right there. She was able to run off the train engulfed in flames. Some Good Samaritans stepped in to help her, and she was taken to the hospital where she still is in critical condition. And it turns out the suspect. So let me just set the stage for you. Okay. At first, we heard that the suspect had some 49, I believe was the number, 49 prior arrests. And we were like, wow, that is a lot of prior arrests. It turns out that was fake news. It was actually 72 prior arrests. This is some of Lawrence Reed's mugshots. I don't have the space. There's not enough space on the screen to show you all of them. 72 prior arrests.
No, it wasn't 80 at least.
Yeah. It's like, well, I mean, it could have been worse. Could have been 75, could have been 80, could have been 100. Like, at what point do we say this is retarded? Look at the guy. You can tell, there's not one where he just looks like he just made a mistake and he's on his path to righteousness, right? I can look at show me one of these pictures and I would say there's no way in hell this guy should be released back onto the streets. But that's what the Democrats continue to do. So apparently, he was spotted on surveillance footage at a gas station purchasing gasoline 20 minutes before the attack. In what, a bucket? He's I wonder what he could be doing with all of this excess gas that he's carrying in the container to go douse some woman on fire. He was arrested the next day and they charged him with federal terrorism charges. So he could be eligible for the death penalty if convicted, which let's do that. Okay. Let's just do that. Let's do that. There's no value to him he clearly cannot be a valuable member of society. He clearly has no interest in being a member of society because it's not like, oh, he's had 72 prior arrests for petty theft or smoking pot or something like that. No, actually, his most recent arrest was for allegedly slapping a social worker so hard that she was knocked out, unconscious, inside of the psych ward of a hospital called the McNeil Hospital. And he was released back onto the streets. What part of that story were you unclear on that he needed to be locked up? The part where he slapped a social worker so hard that she was knocked unconscious, or the part where he was already in a psych ward? And we're just releasing these people back out on the streets, just like the Charlotte train stabbing. This is just like the Charlotte train stabbing. All over again. Because guess what? This guy was released by another liberal judge. This is Judge Teresa Molina Gonzalez. We don't claim her. She is the Z also. So there's a difference. We don't claim you, Gonzalez. Okay? She's like, Oh, it's fine. Oh, you slapped a social worker so hard at the psych ward that she was knocked unconscious? It's fine. I'll just let you back out onto the streets. And by the way, the state prosecutors were begging her, please keep him in custody because he is a danger to the public. Look at his rap sheet. Look at what he just did. He is a danger to the public and his behavior is unpredictable. Please keep him in jail. And do you know what her response was? I can't keep everybody in jail because the state's attorney wants me to. Like, what? What do you mean? Because the state's attorney wants me to. The state's attorney wasn't like, we just don't like this guy. The state's attorney was like, look at the evidence. He's clearly a danger to the public. And her dumbass response is, well, I can't do that just because you'll want me to. Well, what are you there for? What is it that you're there for then? What is the point of you being in this position? And you know what? I think that we can just determine that she just thinks it's DEI. I think her reason for being in her position is just to rule with DEI, because she kind of openly bragged about ruling with DEI, doing just that from the bench.
You know, being a Latina in the office, people would tell me, like, don't you feel like you're prosecuting your own people? But it's true. There were a lot of, defendants that look like me. However, I had a chance as a prosecutor to make a difference as to what cases come in. I had a chance as a prosecutor to decide what offers were appropriate. And so I always offer them the opportunity to do community service.
I mean, I'm really like, what is the point? What do you mean I offer them the opportunity to do community service? Like, I have to tell you, the very last thing I am concerned about, the actual last thing on my list of priorities when I am trying to determine whether or not a violent criminal should be jailed or released on the streets is their skin color. I don't even understand how that enters into the conversation. You look at the rap sheet, okay? You look at the crime that they committed. You look at the likelihood that they're going to commit again. You look at, again, as the state's attorney said, the danger that they would pose to society. And you make the decision that is best, not for the criminal. I'm not looking to give this criminal what he desires. Like, well, what do you want, sweetheart? Like, what? I don't care what the criminal wants. He's lost the ability to have a say in the matter when he smacked the shit out of a social worker and knocked her unconscious. He definitely lost the ability to have a say in the matter when he went over to the local gas station, filled up a gas container with gasoline, doused a woman, and set her on fire. And I believe that he said something to the effect of burn, bitch. Is that control room? Do I have that right? I'm pretty sure I read in the article that he said that he was happy about it. Like he made some sort of, I hate to inflammatory comment, no pun intended, for real. I just it was some sort of very vile comment that he said as she was burning. Burn alive, bitch. Thank you. Control room yes. I just had the one word that I was forgetting. Burn alive, bitch. Why? Because he's a crazy person. Could you please put the mugshots back on let me refer you back to my original point of you can tell he's a crazy person. You can tell he's not well. I don't care what's convenient for him. I want him off the streets. Well, the problem is that these law schools are producing people like Kamala Harris and Ketanji Brown Jackson and Fannie Willis and this dumbass judge. Honestly, maybe the problem is the law schools. That the fact that this woman was able to go through law school, was able to pass all the tests, was able to get to her position and still think that it is her place to be offering up what she thinks the offender will like best is insane. Who cares what they want? Who cares what skin color they are? Who cares if they share the same last name as you, ma'am? We see what happens when you are not tough on violent crime. Irina Zarutska happens. Logan Federico happens. Bethany McGee happens. These beautiful young women who are just minding their own business. In some cases, like the case of Logan, literally just not even out in public. And they still aren't safe because DEI and Democrats have decided to infiltrate in our judicial system. And now I'm supposed to care whether or not a violent offender wants community service. Like it is unbelievable that we have gotten to this point. And they wonder why President Trump is bringing in the National Guard into these shithole cities. Maybe you should look no further than this dumbass judge. I hope this guy gets convicted and I hope he gets the death penalty, period. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Sara Gonzales Unfiltered. Smash the like button. It'll help us in the algorithm. Go ahead. Do it right now. Literally right now. I'm waiting. If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on. You know you do. Click here.